Well, good evening, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather. It is a little after 8 p.m. Eastern Time here on Wednesday, March 19th, and I want to bring you the latest video update for the evening. It's being sponsored today by Metal Magic in Washington. You can give Chad a call at 698-8555 for all of your paintless dent repair needs. Remember, they have a traveling hail team. They can do detailing, chrome accessories. You can see all kinds of really great things that they do here. Some of the pictures of before and after below. Give Chad a call. All right. Unfortunately, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is we're in store for a couple of really great days. The bad news is it's going to get cold again. It's the winter that won't end. Spring officially starts tomorrow at 12:57 p.m. Eastern Time. So that'll be nice to have it officially begun. Of course, that's astronomical spring. Meteorological spring really began on March 1. It's going to feel like spring tomorrow, so that's kind of nice. By the time the weekend is over, though, it's going to feel more like winter. In fact, it looks like we're in for another Arctic intrusion next week. It's up and down, just like I told you a few videos ago. But hey, we've got a couple of great days at least before we get there, so enjoy that. Here we'll take a look at temperatures. Here are going through this evening into the overnight hours. It looks like we're going to go to around 30 degrees or so overnight tonight. So, not a bad night. Pretty close to the freezing mark. It could be a lot worse. We're not dipping down into the 20s. We're just staying down, kind of hanging into the 30s. A little colder than we went last night, but we can handle that. Then take a look at how quickly we rebound up. By the time we're at noon, we're already near the 50-degree mark. In fact, it looks like we're going to go to a high of even potentially in the upper 50s. This is saying high-resolution NAM here, suggesting about 56 for the Du Bois County area, around 58 even potentially here up in Vincennes, and even 59, 58, 59 in around the Evansville area. Only 54 in the Louisville area. So you get the idea, though. It is a quick rebound at least. Then take a look at this as we go throughout our day and we go into Friday. We only dip down to the upper 30s for a low, according to this, and then, boom, yeah. How about that? 65, 66 or so for a high, according to the high-res NAM on Friday. Sign me up. I'll take it. Again, though, we're going to have another cold front move through that we'll talk about in just a second, but at least, we got a couple of really nice days before we get there, temperature-wise anyway. Now, we'll have a little bit of rain potentially to fight with on Friday, and let me show you that on future radar. Here we go through our overnight hours tonight, and, it's possible that we might hint at a stray shower tomorrow, but the future radar is suggesting that's a potential. I'm not really buying into that. I don't think that we're going to have enough around here to be able to worry about anything. By the time you go into Friday, though, we could definitely see some, and you can see that hints on future radar. You can actually see the cold front lining up out to our west, and that's going to provide just enough instability for some showers and a few maybe embedded rumbles of thunder there. We're not looking at anything severe weather-wise, and by the time this goes into late on Friday night, early into Saturday morning, I think most of it is going to be out of there. It's not going to be a gully washer by any means. It's not going to be a half-inch of rain, big soaking type of an event. But we may see a little bit of a line of showers around that cold front as it starts to push through on Friday evening. And yes, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder if we get warm enough on Friday. I won't rule that out. Again, nothing major, nothing severe. But it will be nice to get up to normal temperatures for once. Unfortunately, behind that, that's the different story for next week. I've got snow in the forecast again next week, and I can't believe that I'm saying that. It's near the end of March, and we're still talking about the potential for snow, but let me show you it out here. We'll look at the GFS. Here we are pretty much where we're going to be on Friday evening, and here's the low pressure cell. Let me just sort of draw it on here. Here's your low up in here, and you can see the cold front basically kind of snarling out to our west. That is going to push our way as you put this into motion again, and you see by the time Saturday morning early comes, the cold front is pushed through and it's off to our east. Now, the cold weather is going to lag behind this cold front a little bit. It's not going to be right along with this cold front. It will eventually get here. It'll sort of catch up, but this will usher in more of a northwest wind eventually for us behind this cold front. And then as you continue to put this into motion, you see a big Arctic high pressure come down here on Sunday. And that high pressure is going to push that cold northwest wind, push sort of the clouds out of the way eventually, and that's going to really usher in that cold air for us. And it looks like it could potentially stay cold really for a few days. And if we continue in motion here, remember the first blue line here, what we call the 540 thickness line. In the wintertime, we say this is kind of the rain snow changeover line. It's approximate. It's not 100% there, but it's the approximate location of it. And notice how far deeply it is to our south. Notice the little clipper system that moves our way. And yes, here we are at about 2 in the morning on Tuesday, March 25th, and we're fighting the potential of some snow showers overnight. And as you continue to put this into motion, a decently strong low pressure comes pretty close to us. Notice how tight these isobar lines are together, so that's indicative of pretty strong winds. And yes, we could see a little bit of snow shower activity. As far as accumulation goes with this, it doesn't look like much of anything, maybe a dusting, because we will probably push down to that cold enough mark where we could see a little bit accumulate. But the really accumulating snows look to be confined more to our north. Northern Indiana may see a quick inch or two out of this, but I think mainly just light coating, though, for most of us. May even melt on contact depending on what the temperature profiles are, but it does look like we'll see some snow showers. During the day on Tuesday, though, as we warm up potentially into the upper 30s, may mix in sort of a rain-snow mix. We'll have to see. There are different models are saying different things with that right now. The GFS has a very cold look to it on this particular run. Some of the other models are a bit warmer, and so on Tuesday I've kind of worded that as a rain-snow mix to be on the safe side, and really it could go either way. We can fine-tune that as we get closer in time. It doesn't look like a big event to me, but the simple fact that it's going to be near the end of March, we're fast approaching April, and we're still talking about the potential for snow. In fact, let me just talk about temperatures next week, because enjoy these next couple of days, even on Saturday into the 50s while we get it, because it's back to the refrigerator after that. I'll say the refrigerator rather than the deep freeze. I've used the deep freeze all winter long. I don't think we're going into the 20s for a high, even though I'll show you that the air, the source region is very troubling of where the air is coming from. But it does look like we're going back into the refrigerator, so to speak, with highs potentially in the 30s for a couple of days next week. And of course, our normal high should be around 62 to 65, depending on which part of southern Indiana you're in. So yeah, about 30 degrees below normal for a high. That's ridiculously cold. Let's talk about our temperature anomalies next week. Remember, the shades of this color are actually sort of above normal temperatures, and so by Friday afternoon, maybe 2 to 4, maybe 5 or 6 degrees above normal. That's not bad. That'll be nice and welcome for a change. But then after that, notice what heads our way, and we get all of these cold colors again. By the time you get into these greens, you're at least 10 degrees below normal or so, and then going beyond that, notice how quickly as we continue to put this into motion, you go down into these deeper shades of purple. And yeah, it may be covered up by my screen over here, but just take my word at it here. And we're talking about these could potentially be 20 to 30 degree below normal temperatures. In fact, if I just show you the source region for this, what you're looking at here, we're looking at heights in the atmosphere. And remember, I've showed you this before. It's height anomalies, but it translates to warmer weather or colder weather. Remember these blues and especially these greens and whites. That's really the coldest of the air. The warmer air that you see, the brighter colors that you see up here, those warmer tones are the warmer weather. Well, what's causing all of this is going to be Alaska warms up. A very big ridge of high pressure sets up over them. It gives them well above normal temperatures. The colder air has no choice but to go. The jet stream has no choice but to go, but basically around that ridge of high pressure, and then it can go back down. But when it does that, notice how it's going here, folks. Notice right here. Here we are. This is the North Pole up here. Trace these lines back like this. And where do you get to? Maybe it would be the most helpful if I did this. Trace these lines. Yeah, exactly. The North Pole is coming for a visit again. The source region for our cold air next week is going to be a pipeline straight from the North Pole down to us. Now, we're not talking highs in the 20s. Temperatures are going to moderate a little bit as it travels that distance down to us. But 30 degrees below normal for our highs, that's something. That's impressive. It's sad and it's unfortunate, but that's the type of weather we're headed through early next week. And if I continue to put this into motion, you can see there we go a little bit later on in the week. Look at this, and the weather just kind of sticks around. Maybe we moderate a little bit back to normal, but you notice it's maybe a sort of kind of a return to normal. It's not above normal by any means. It's unfortunate, but that's what we're dealing with. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot me. I know. I don't like it either. All right, let's check out our 7-day forecast. Go to southernindianaweather.com. You can click on 7-day forecast. Let's take a look at your Yuba Lauren Sons forecast. I think, as I said, I don't have it on here for tonight, but as far as Wednesday night temperatures going, we're going to hover close to the freezing mark. Not bad overall. Mostly sunny and much warmer tomorrow, a high of about 58, only down to 40 Thursday. Now, again, we have that chance of a few showers and thunderstorms on Friday evening. It does not look like anything severe, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty narrow band that will probably be focused with the instability around the cold front. Again, it's not going to be a gully washer by any means, not a total rain out. So if you got plans on Friday evening, grab the umbrella and take it with you. I don't think they're going to get necessarily rained out, all right? But we do have that little bit of a chance for rain. But hey, 66 for a high on Friday, we'll take that. On Saturday, still not bad. The southwest winds will be early in the morning. It'll transition to the northwest later in the afternoon, but we're going up to the mid-50s for a high. That's not bad. But then, boom, watch this as the Arctic high moves in. We're talking temperatures on Sunday only into the mid-40s. Low 40s on Monday with snow showers moving in on Monday night. And then Tuesday, we're looking at that chance of probably a rain-snow mix at this point. I didn't show you anything other than the GFS, but I were to show you the Euro and the Canadian, you'd see a little bit of a different idea. And so that's why I don't think it could be snow, it could be rain. Some of them say kind of a mix between the two. We're right on that line that right now I'm just going to say a rain-snow mix on Tuesday. Again, if it's a rain-snow mix, the good thing is we're not going to accumulate. It's just annoying. But look at the cold high. We're talking upper 30s. It does clear out some on Wednesday, and we go up to a whopping 39 for a high. But look at the low on Wednesday night. We're talking 21 for a low on Wednesday night. So the best guess that I can tell you is this. As I've said before, spring is certainly not coming early. And, I know a lot of you are like me. You love to get your flowers out early. I've had my begonias out this early before. It's not going to happen this year. I notice a lot of the garden centers don't even have their flowers in yet, and that's a good reason why when temperatures are still like this. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to hang on to this for a little while, at least into the first part of April. There are signs of some warm-ups after that, but again, does cold air loom behind it? We'll have to wait and see at this point. But what we do know is enjoy the next couple of days, because behind that we've got a big time cool down again next week. And again, let me reiterate, the snow, I don't see it as a big shot of anything big for us. As it moves up the East Coast, that may be a different story. If you have relatives in New England, they may be looking at an all-out snowstorm for them. That does look to miss us. But we'll fine-tune those details, and we'll have more in time as it comes closer. All right, that is it for tonight's video, folks. We'll have another one of these soon. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or not, but by Friday, another one. I'm sort of taking a few days off and enjoying this beautiful weather while we can with a slowdown in it, because we certainly have enough rough weather around here to keep me hopping. So that's it for tonight's video, and I will see you next time for Southern Indiana Weather. I'm Meteorologist Michael Wilhite.